Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. So inshallah, I hope that you have memorized the conjugation of the verb qala. And if so, I can give you like some verbs, and based on those verbs, you can make many more based on this same conjugation. As we can see here, so the first one is qala. It was basically qawala, and waw has changed into alif. And why it was changed into alif? Is there any reason?
It is a weak one.
Okay, first of all,
Demand of alif.
demand of alif. Yes, it's basically demand of fatha before alif. As you can see here, qaf has fatha, and we know that alif follows, or fatha follows alif, and dhamma follows waw, and kasra follows ya. So we say ba, bu, and bi. Okay, why alif is not the root letter? Why do we say the root letters are qaf, waw, lam? Do you remember?
Hello.
What is it? I think
You told
okay.
me that alif is not will never be a root letter.
Yes, alif will never ever be the part of the root letters. And there are only two weak letters, which is waw and ya. So sometimes waw is replaced with alif, and sometimes ya is replaced with alif. As in this case, we can see here that it is qawala, but it changed into waw changed into alif, because before alif we have fatha, so it changes into alif, qala. Okay, what else do you know about qala? What kind of verb is this? Is it sahih or ghair sahih? It's weak. It's a weak verb. Why do we say it's a weak verb?
The second letter is hollow, sir.
Yeah, because one of the root letters could be waw, it could be ya, or it can be hamza, or it can be tashdid. So whenever we have waw or ya or hamza or tashdid, we will call them ghair sahih. Yani they are not regular verbs, they are weak verbs. All right, and which family do they belong to? They belong to the family of ajwaf. If you remember, ajwaf means the second root letter will be either it will be waw or ya. The second root letter will be waw or ya. As we can see here, we have the second root letter as waw. So that's why we call them ajwaf, because it is empty in the middle. So anything that is empty from inside, that is called ajwaf. And we have the first 5 forms are regular. For example, qala, qala, qalu, qalat, and qalata. And the 6th one, as we discussed earlier, like last week, that it changes into qulna. It was basically qalna. So there was qaf, alif, then lam, and then noon. This is noon niswa, that means the noon for the feminine. So it was qalna. Now we have iltaqa'u sakinain, yani 2 sakin huruf are together. Alif is sakin and lam is sakin. So what happens? The root letter gets dropped. As we can see here, root letter here is alif, so it got dropped. And here we have dhamma, and inshallah, in the second one, in the second conjugation, you will see that it will have kasra. And then I will tell you that like either we can have dhamma or we can have kasra. In the weak letters, the 6th one will not have fatha. So the 6th form of the verb in the weak letters, either it will take dhamma or it will take kasra. It will never ever take fatha. In this case here we have dhamma. So we say qulna. And then it continues like qulta, qultuma, qultum, qulti, qultuma, qultunna, qultu, and qulna. So these are the 14 forms, and I'm sure inshallah you have memorized. Okay, if I give you the verb kana, kaf, waw, noon, so it will be kaf, and waw will change into alif, and it becomes kana. So let's start from here. Kana. Kana means he was.
Kana,
Kana, okay. Kanu, okay.
كانت
Kanat, all right.
كانتا
Kanata, and
قلنا
kunna. Kunna, okay.
Punna.
So it was
Kunna,
basically kanana. So we had kaf, alif, and then there is a noon that is the part of the root letter, and then there is another noon. So we know that when there are two noons or two letters of the same root, when they come together, we merge them and we put a tashdid over there. So that's why it became kunna. Okay, so it was ka nana. And we know that alif gets dropped because there are two letters that are without any haraka. So the root letter, the part of the root letter gets dropped, so it becomes kunna. And then after that, kunta, kuntuma,
Kuntuma.
kuntum,
Kuntum.
kunti,
كبيرة
kuntuma,
كنتما
kuntunna,
Kuntuma. Kuntunna.
kuntu,
Kuntu.
and
كنا
kunna. Again,
Kunna.
there are two noons together, so we merge the two noons and put a tashdid over there, so it becomes kunna. And inshallah, we will have the past of kana in the next lesson number 7. Okay, this is about ajwaf wawi. That means it has waw in the middle. And inshallah, today I will show you one more, which is ajwaf ya'i. That means that we have ya as the middle or the second root letter. Do you remember a verb that we have learned in this lesson, which has ya in the middle? Try, maybe you
Yeah.
can. No, in this lesson we have learned that may Allah increase you in knowledge. Zadakallahu ilman.
Zadakallah.
Zada, right? Zada. Okay, so can you see now on the screen?
Yeah.
Conjugation of
Yes, Ustad.
Zada. So here we can see that Ya is the second root letter. And again, it has changed into Alif because we have Fatha before Ya. So Waw and Ya, they will change into Alif if we have Fatha before them. So it was Yada, and it's changed into Zada. And Zada can be translated as he increased. It can be translated as he added. And now the only thing that we need to focus here is the sixth form of the verb. So zada, zada, zadu it's normal. Zadat, same, zadata, and here it has kasra. So if you remember in the beginning of the lesson, we discussed that the sixth root letter, or the sixth, form of the verb, either it will take dhamma or kasra. And it's always the case with the verbs that have weak root letters. So whenever there is a weak root letter, the sixth form of the verb, either it will take dhamma or it will take kasra. It will not take fatha. So it has become what? Zidna. And then we have zitta, zittuma, zittum. And you can see here that dal is not being pronounced. And maybe you know this is the rule of the tajweed, because dal and ta, they are the same, like the pronunciation is the same, or we say the articulation is the same. The exit where they come from is the same exit of these two letters. So what happens? They get merged. It is called idgham. So it will be recited as zitta, right? Zitta, zittuma, zittum. In Quran, you might see here that there is a tashdid on ta. That means that dal is not being pronounced. Zittuma, zittum, zitti, zittuma, zittunna, zittu, and zidna. The idgham breaks here because after dal, now we don't have the same root letter or the same letter. Here we have noon. So that's why it is zidna. So this is the one that you have to memorize. So now we have memorized the form, the past
Sir, please
form. Sorry.
roll up, sir. 1 more minute.
Okay.
Last one. Zittu and Zidna.
Yes. So this is called ajwaf ya'i. Why we call it ajwaf ya'i? Because it has ya inside it. So the one that has waw as the root letter, we call ajwaf wawi. And the one that has ya as a root letter, we call that ajwaf ya'i. Even if you can't remember these terms, at least we know that we have weak letter in the middle, and that is called ajwaf. All right, so the difference, you have seen the change here, the change that took place here. We have kasra here, and the one that is on the pattern of qala, that will take dhamma there. And inshallah, in the following lessons, we will learn like why we put dhamma or kasra over there. So we have memorized the past form of dhahaba, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we have memorized ra'a and qala and zada. Yes. And two more are left, inshallah, and they are easier. So once you memorize these 6, 7, and then after that, it will be a inshallah, easy journey for you. Based on these, you can memorize and you can like make many verb forms, inshallah, based on this pattern. Okay, now we can go back to the lesson. So inshallah, I'll send it to you, and please go through this, try to memorize it. And tomorrow we will talk about the conjugation of the verb. Okay, this conjugation, what do we call it in Arabic? We should also know the Arabic as well, right?
Tasrif.
Tasrif, yeah. Ta, sad, ra, ya, and fa. Tasrif. It's like to move something around, to move something into. In Urdu, we say gardan. It's a very famous word. But in Arabic, it will be called sarf or tasrif. So we have nahv. Nahv is basically grammar, which deals with the noun. Like we have learned a lot of, rules about the noun. And now when the verb starts, this is called sarf, or they call it tasrif. The grammarians, when they say they. So we are learning sarf now. First, we have learned nahv. So that's all. This is what all Arabic is. The Arabic is all about, sarf and nahv. Okay, so let's start the lesson. Do you remember which exercise we have to do now?
Page 42, sir.
Page 42. Okay, so
Exercise number 10.
10. Okay. All right, so iqra, and when we connect it, we will say iqra al-mithalain. Marbut. It can be marbut and it can be marbit. Sometimes a verb has two forms as well. So iqra al-mithalain, read the two examples. Mithalain, you can see that it is on the pattern of ani, aini. So aini, that means two. ثم اربط بين كل. بين, what do you remember about بين?
Zarf.
It's a verb, and it is always used as mudaf. So that's why we say بين كل من الجملتين, from the two sentences, مستعملا أن, by using أن. وعلم, and know أن, that أن من أخوات إن, and know that Anna is from the sisters of Inna. Yes. All right, so what is the example that we learned about the use of Inna? What is that example? We read it in Tashahud every day. Or Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. So ashhadu, normally anna comes after the verb we have discussed. So ashhadu anna Muhammadan. So we can see there that the Muhammad, and the kalima Muhammad over there is mansub, Muhammadan, and then abduhu wa rasuluhu is marfu'. So ismu anna we know will be mansub, and khabaru anna will be marfu'. So we say huwa maridun, he is sick, and adhunnu is the verb that we use. Adhunnu annahu maridun, I think that he is sick. So that will be translated because of anna. So I think that he is sick. And we know that who is used in the place of the subject, which is huwa, sorry, is used in the place of the subject, huwa, and who is used in the place of object. And after anna, we have to use the object. We cannot use the subject. because ismu anna, we know that ismu anna is mansub. So when we say annahu maridun, we will say that who is ismu anna and maridun is khabaru anna. Al-mudarrisu ma jaa, the teacher didn't come. أظن أن المدرس ما جاء. So I think the teacher didn't come. So you can see here there is another verb here, jaa. Now what kind of verb is this? Is it sahih or ghair sahih?
Where Sahih?
Okay, and is it only ghair sahih? It has weak letter, which is
Ajwaf alif?
alif. It is ajwaf because the middle is the weak letter, and it is also mahmuz because it has hamza as a root letter as well. So it is both. Okay, ja. What do you think should be the middle letter? Do you think is it waw or ya?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how will we know that? When we learn present tense, mudari, then we will know that ja'a and the mudari is yaji'u. So we can see there that normally the weak letter comes out when we look at the present tense. For example, qala yaqulu. So when we say yaqulu, that means waw came out. It was basically over there. And similarly, when we say yaji'u, that means there was ya, and we can see it in the present tense. So أظن أن المدرس ما جاء. I think that the teacher did not come. Now, these two examples, have you noticed here that the first one, we had huwa, so we changed it into who. Whereas the teacher, because it's a noun, so we didn't change it into the pronoun, we only changed the ending of the noun, which was dhamma, and it changed into fatha. So only the pronoun will change, the noun will not change. Okay, number one. So who is going to answer number one?
أنت طبيب.
Okay,
أظن أنك طبيب.
excellent. أظن أنك طبيب. I think that you are a doctor.
Doctor.
Excellent. Number two.
هو من اليابان.
Okay.
أظن أنه من اليابان.
أظن أنه من اليابان. I think that he is from Japan. Okay, the third one. هي مريضة.
هي مريضة.
أنها
أظن أنها
Excellent. أظن أنها مريضة. So I think that she is sick. Okay, number four. هم طلاب.
طلاب. أظن
أنهم
أنهم طلاب.
طلاب. Excellent. أظن أنهم طلاب. Okay, number five.
أنها
أنت جوعى.
جوعة.
So we shouldn't say أنت جوعى, because if it is
Jaw'a
أنت,
is
then
in
it
the
should
feminine.
be, yeah, it should be أنت جوعان. So now we can see, because we have جوعى and we know that it's for feminine, so that's why we say أنت جوعى.
أنت
Okay.
أنك
أظن أنك
جوعى. Okay. أظن أنك جوعى. I think that you are hungry. Okay, number six, please. Now I would like you to read it by yourselves. Number six.
المكتبة.
مكتبة.
مكتبة
مفتوحة.
مفتوحة. مفتوحة.
Okay.
أظن
أن المكتبة
أن المكتبة
ثبت
Yes.
Okay,
مفتوحة. أظن
sorry.
مفتوحة
Yeah,
because
yeah.
مكتبة is feminine because of تاء مربوطة. So أظن
Yes.
أن المكتبة مفتوحة. I think that the library is open. القهوة باردة. The coffee is cold. أظن
No, أن Qahwata.
Baridatun.
Qahwata baridatun. I think that the coffee is cold. Okay, number 8.
Muhammadun zahaba ila Makkah or Makkata.
Makkata, excellent, Makkata, yes.
Azunnu anna Muhammadin
La, Muhammadan.
zahaba ila Makkah.
And Muhammadan with alif, sir. Extra.
Yes, Muhammadan dhahaba ila Makkata. If you remember the example, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan. So after anna,
Yes.
the noun will be mansoob.
Sir,
Okay,
after
so
Muhammad we will have alif.
yeah, alif, because it's mansoob. We will see this inshallah in the following exercises. We will
So
talk about
the
this.
answer is Muhammadan with alif.
Yes, this alif is added just to know that this is the verb is in the form of mansoob. So that's why that alif is added. It's an extra alif. أظن أن محمدا ذهب إلى مكة. Okay, what's the ismu inna and what's the khabaru inna here?
Ismu inna is Muhammad.
Okay,
And Zahaba is Khabar.
is khabar and
Zahaba ila Makkah.
not
is
khabar, it will be ismu khabaru inna. We will say it's khabaru inna.
Anna.
Anna, that's right.
Anna.
Okay. So dhahaba ila makkata is a complete sentence. So the complete sentence can also be khabar as well. We know ila makkata is jar majroor. So dhahaba is khabaru anna because huwa means the khabar. Okay, number 9. Fatimatu fil maktabati.
أظن أن فاطمة في
Fil
المكتبة.
maktabati. So adunnu anna Fatimata fil maktabati. I think that Fatima is in the library. Antum mudarrisuna.
أظن أنكم مدرسون.
أظن أنكم مدرسون. So I think that all of you are teachers. Okay, now اقرأ ما يلي. So we have to read the following. Okay, who is going to read the following and explain it a little bit? Because the numbers we have learned, the numbers from 11 to 19. In fact, we have learned from 11 to 20, but 11 to 19, they follow a certain pattern. So what is that pattern and what is the i'rab and what is the rule about it? First of all, about 11 and 12. What's the rule of 11 and 12? We have two things. We call them ma'dud and adad, yes. Okay.
And
So
Fatah. Sorry, the middle letter changes.
again, 11. No, 11 and 12. What's about 11 and 12?
They'll be in the same quality and gender.
The madud and the adad, the number and the one being numbered or being counted will be the same in number and gender. So for example, we say 11 female students. So we will say إحدى عشرة طالبة. Okay, if we want to say 11 male students, how would you say?
عشرة طالبا.
أحد عشر طالبا. طالبا, right?
Yes.
So أحد عشر طالبا, they are all same in number and gender. Okay, what about 12?
Ihda is for feminine.
Feminine, that's right.
For male is ahda.
أحد. إثنتا عشرة طالبة, 12 students. And if we want to say 12 male students, how will we say?
إثنى عشرة
طالبا. Excellent. إثنى عشرة طالبا. So as we can see here that when it is عشرة, the sheen is sakin, and when it is ashara, then sheen is not sakin. Okay, so please, I would like someone to read from 13. Can you please explain what happened in number 13?
ثلاثة عشرة طالبة.
Okay.
Both عشرة and طالبة will take the same
The same
Same
gender.
gender.
Same gender.
Same
Okay.
gender. The adad will be in the masculine form.
It will be opposite in gender, right? So it's basically murakkab. Murakkab means compound. So compound means two or more than two, right? So when we say thalatha ashrata talibatan, so ashrata talibatan, as we can see here, this is feminine, so that the first part will be opposite in gender. So that's why it is thalatha. It is not thalathata. If it is thalathata, then it will be thalathata ashra taliban. So if the ma'dud, the one that is being counted, if it is masculine, then the first number will be feminine. And if the ma'dud that is being counted is feminine, then the first number will be masculine, as we can see here. And what
we
is
will
the
say 11 students,
11 طالبا
male students.
11 طالبا إني رأيت 11 كوكبا. So that example is enough.
The last
Will
the
be
madud will always mansoob.
mansoob and singular. Mansoob and singular. طالبا or طالبة. كوكبا or whatever it is, it will be always singular. Okay, and what is the i'rab? I'rab means the ending. What is the ending of the three compound words that we have here? What is the ending? They are mabni al-fath. The first two parts are mabni al-fath, yani they will be mabni on fatha, yani they will not change. And the second one is mabni al-fathatayn. So three of them, they are mansoob. All of them are mansoob. The first two are mabni al-fath, and the last one is mabni al-fathatayn. Okay, who is going to read 14 quickly? Arba'a ashrata talibatan. خمسة عشرة طالبة. No one is changing it. So can you please translate it at least? 15 female students. Okay, ستة عشرة طالبة. 16 female students. Okay, سبعة عشرة طالبة. Okay, 17 female students. What about ثماني
عشرة طالبة.
عشرة طالبة? That is 18 female students. If it is for masculine, then what number will we use?
ثمانية.
ثمانية.
So here the middle letter it will be ashara. This.
For the masculine, of course, yeah, but my focus is only here, yeah, on the first one. Yeah. Yes, Abdul Rahman, what's your question? Abdul Rahman raised his hand, but I don't know if there is any question or. Okay, so 19, تسعة عشرة طالبة, and 20 is إشرون طالبا, and we know that إشرون can be إشرين as well, because if the ending is una is the ending of plural for masculine, so it can be una, ina. And the ma'dud again here, the one that is being numbered or the one that is being counted will be singular, and it will be mansoob. It can be 20 students, 20 female students, إشرون طالبة. And if we want to say 20 male students, we will say إشرون طالبا. And the same is with 30, 40, 50 up to 90. From 20 to 90, these they will be, the number will be on the pattern of una, and the one that is being counted, that will be singular, and it will be mansoob. Now we have to read اقرأ ما يلي, read the following, ثم اكتبه, and then write them مع, with, and what will be the ending of كتابة? مع كتابة or كتابة or كتابتي?
كتابة.
مع is a preposition, yeah. So after the preposition, after the preposition, the noun is always majroor. So مع كتابة الأرقام الواردة, with the numbers of the following sentences فيه بالحروف. So what we have to do now, the numbers that we have in digits, we have to write them in حروف بالحروف. So we have to write them in حروف. كم سنك? سني. How old are you? Or how many teeth do you have?
19 سنة.
19
سنة
سنة.
سنة.
Okay.
عشرة.
Sinnun means age,
Yes.
and also it means tooth, right? Sinnun, and the plural is asnanun.
أسنان
Yeah, so teeth. So it is also used for age, and it is also used for teeth. Kam sinnuka? How old are you? Sinni tis'a ashrata sanatan. I am 19 years old. Okay. Qara'na.
أربعة عشرة.
عشرة صفحة
Excellent. أربعة عشرة صفحة من هذا الكتاب. We have read 14 pages from this book. في هذه الحافلة. Now it's mixed.
ثمانية
عشرة.
راكبا
Excellent.
وخمسة عشرة راكبة.
Excellent. في هذه الحافلة 18 راكبا و15 راكبة. Very good. Number 4. هذا فندق صغير. This is a small hotel. فيه
اثنتا غرفة فقط.
عشرة.
فيه 12
غرفة.
غرفة فقط.
غرفة فقط.
It has only 12 rooms. Okay. عثمان له
أحد عشر أبناء
هذا عشرة.
واثنتا عشرة بنات.
بنتا.
بنتا.
Yeah, the plural, the معدود will be singular. So 11 ابنا what's the next one? 12 بنتا.
اثنتا عشرة بنتا.
12 بنتا because it is girls. So Uthman has 11 boys and 12 girls. أنا حفظت سورة.
عشرة سورة.
عشرة سورة.
ثلاثة عشرة.
Yes. 13 سورة. في هذا المستشفى, this hospital has 19 طبيبا و 17 طبيبة.
19
عشرة طبيبة
طبيبا
Excellent.
وسبعة
و17 طبيبة.
طبيبة. Excellent. So في هذا المستشفى 19 طبيبا و17 طبيبة. قرأنا اليوم. Okay, we have
18 كلمة جديدة.
18 كلمة جديدة. We can also read it as ثمانية. Yeah, with fatha, that's also okay. Because it is mansub, so it's possible to read it in both ways. So we can say ثماني, that's okay, and ثمانية is also okay. Okay, number 9 or 10.
هذا القلم.
هذا القلم ب
14 is أربعة عشرة روبية.
14 ربية. This pen is worth 14 rupees. Okay, number 10.
And again, number 9 again, sir, please.
هذا القلم
هذا القلم
ب14 ربية.
4
Yes, 10 Rubiyatan.
عشرة
Rubiyatan.
ربية.
Because it's mabni, so even if we have harf jar, the numbers will in Arabic they will not change, they will be always mansoob. So arba'a ashrata rubiyatan. Okay, number 10, who is going to do number 10?
في هذه العمارة
Yes,
16 شقة.
excellent.
In
في
this
هذه
building,
العمارة 16 شقة. This building has 16 apartments. Okay, في هذا الفصل
عشرون طالبة.
20 طالبة. Okay,
It is both for male and female, sir.
that's right. Yes, 20 will be used for both masculine and feminine, and the noun will always be singular and it will be mansoob. Even if we want to say 20 students, 20 male students, we will say 20 طالبا.
Even for 30, 40,
Exactly, for up to 90, from 20 to 90. Uqud, yani the decades that we have, like from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. And the 100, you know the Arab of 100. What is
that's
the
about
Arab?
130.
What is about 100? Do you remember?
A singular?
I don't know. I'm sure you remember. 100 years, it's used in the Quran. 100 years. Miyatu amin.
مئة.
So miyatu, and the ma'dud will be, it will be mudaf mudaf alayh. So amin. What about alfu, 1000?
For the same.
Alfu shahrin.
Same 100.
Alfu shahrin, right? So 100 and 1000, these two, they are the same. Mudaf mudaf, they are used as mudaf mudaf alayh, and mudaf alayh will be singular and it will be majroor. Number 13 is a long exercise. I think, inshallah, you will do it by yourselves. If you don't know the, what do we say, the meaning of the words, we can discuss about that. But the exercise, you will do it by yourselves. So who is going to read the text first? Number 13. Uktub.
اكتب الأعداد.
Uktubil. Okay.
Okay, sir. The second will be connected with kasra.
Kasra, excellent.
اكتب الأعداد
Hmm?
من,
Mhm.
can I say 11?
Okay. You can say 11 or you can say 11,
من
right?
11
Hmm?
من 11 إلى 20
لا. إلى is حرف جر.
20
Excellent. إلى 20. Okay.
واجعل
Excellent.
كل من الكلمات الآتية تمييزا لها.
Okay. تمجيزا لها. I would always read it as tamjiz because I can see here the first ya has kasra and the second ya is sakin. So we know that when ya is sakin, it will be pronounced as e. But when we have fatha on it or kasra on it, so then it will be pronounced as ya, right? Iyyaka na'budu. So subhana rabbiyal a'la. So I will read it as tamjizan. Most of the people, they read it as tamizan, but it cannot be tamiz because meme is sakin.
تمييزا.
Yeah, because meme is sakin. So meme is sakin. The second ya has kasra and the next ya is sakin. So there is no way to read it tamizan. I don't know. So it should be read as tamjizan. So that means the number that follows it. So for example, kitaban. So for the first one only, we will say 11 books. So how will we say 11 books?
أحد عشر
أحد عشر كتابا.
Kitaban. Okay, 11 students. Talibatan.
إحدى عشرة
عشرة طالبة.
طالبة.
Excellent. إحدى عشرة طالبة. Okay, دقيقة means minute, a minute.
إحدى عشرة
إحدى عشرة
دقيقة.
دقيقة. We are only taking the first one 11 and then the rest ones inshallah you can do by yourselves. يوم, a day.
إحدى عشرة
لا
يوم.
أحد عشر يوما.
يوم, there is no reason why yom should be feminine because there is no ta marbuta. So we will consider it as masculine. So أحد عشر يوما. Okay, سيارة, a car.
إحدى عشرة سيارة.
سيارة.
عشرة سيارة.
Excellent. إحدى عشرة سيارة. رجل.
أحد عشر رجلا.
رجلا. Okay. سنة, a year. إحدى عشرة
عشرة سنة.
سنة. قرية, a village.
إحدى عشرة قرية.
قرية. طالب, we have learned a lot about it, a student. So inshallah now the rest you can do it by yourselves. Whenever you have time you can write from 11 to 19. It's up to you inshallah. اقرأ المثال, read the example. ثم املأ, it's basically imla. Then fill الفراغ, the blanks. Then fill in the blanks. فيما يلي, that follow. على غراره, on its pattern. So we have to fill in the blanks on the pattern that we have been given over here. For example, Hamidun جوعان. Hamid is جوعان is like what? Hungry. And الطلاب جياع. So it's on the pattern of فعال. So the students are hungry. So for the plural, it will be on the pattern of فعال. Maryam جوع. Maryam is hungry, and الطالبات جياع. The female students are hungry. So as we can see here, for the masculine and the feminine plural, the plural is the same, on the same pattern, which is on the pattern of fi'alun. Do you remember some nouns on the pattern of fi'alun quickly? We have learned a lot of, even from the Quran. Biharun, jibalun.
جبال.
Okay, and apart from that, kilabun. Okay, so you should try to practice them as well. So Khalidun, Atashanu. Of course, we will not say Khaliduna. It's possible to say Khaliduna Itashan, but yani we will say, we will bring in a noun which can be, for example, the boys are hungry, or Atshan is basically thirsty. Yes. So for example, we say Al-Awladu.
الأولاد.
Itashan. Itashan on the pattern of Jiyaun. Okay. Ain has kasra, ta, alif, and then sheen. So we will say Al-Awladu Itashan. Or we can, okay, so Maryam Mujawwa. So we will replace Maryam with Al-Banatu.
طالبات sir. Okay.
Okay, At-Talibatu. Itashun. It will be the same, right?
Same.
Okay, so Ibrahimu Shab'anu. Ibrahim is full. Shaban is hungry or full? Shaban is hungry, right?
Full.
Full. Okay. So Ibrahim.
شبعان sir.
Okay, Ibrahim is full. Yani his stomach is full. Okay, so let's bring in the
What is the
students.
meaning of شبعان sir?
Shab'an. It's like full.
Full.
Okay, At-Tullabu. What will we say about the students? At-Tullabu. Shiba'un. Shiba'un, right?
Spelling sir.
Okay. On the pattern of
Spelling sir.
fi'alun, shiba'un. Sheen has kasra, ba alif, and then ain. Shiba'un. Okay, and at-talibatu will be the same, right?
Same.
Shiba'un. Okay. Al-mudarrisu ghadbanu. The teacher is angry. So al-mudarrisuna
غضاب.
ghidabun. Excellent. The teachers are angry. So ghidabun on the pattern of fi'alun. Ghain has kasra, ba, alif, and ba with tanween, ghidabun. Okay,
مدرسون
ghidabun.
المدرسات غضاب.
The same, al-madrasatu. Okay, what about al-madrasatu?
غضبة
pattern आप क्या हुआ?
المدرسة
Ghadba.
غضبة
Ghadba, right?
غضبة.
Yes, she is angry. Okay. Yusufu kaslanu, and also it can be on the pattern of fu'ala, as we can see here, kusala. So Yusufu kaslanu, and if we talk about many students, we will say at-tullabu
السالة
kusala.
Sala.
Kusala, and in the Quran there is a word sukara, sukara, right? And then we have the same for at-tullabu, also will be the same as kusala. So for the plural, for the adjectives, when we have the plural, they are on two patterns. They can be on the patterns of fi'alun, and they can also be on the pattern of fu'ala. So you can write down these two patterns, and inshallah, you will be able to learn a lot based on these patterns. Let's try to complete it. Tammal mayali. So we have to just reflect upon what we have. Lima equals limadha. So both of them are used to ask why. For example, lima kharajta min al-fasli. Why did you leave the classroom? And akhrajta min al-fasli. Did you leave the classroom? Naam. That means yes. And then the other person asks him, lima. Why? So either he can say lima, he can say limadha, and he can also say lima. Okay, ha. Do you remember what do we call this ha?
والسكت
Ha ustakt, excellent. Which is added, only it's added with lima, and then of some of them, the words that are used in the Quran as well, Surah Qariya and also Surah Al-Haqqa.
No difference between lima and limaza.
Lima and limaza, because it's basically, lima is the combination of li plus mim alif ma, and it means why. So sometimes this meme is written with alif, and sometimes it is written without alif, and it means why. It's a combination of li plus ma, lima.
What about that or zal is that?
What is it?
Limaza.
Limadha is used as it is. Why? Basically,
No difference. Even there in application.
the same. They're used like both of them are used. Depends on like the context, or depends which vocabulary you want to choose. Okay, lima darabta hadha al-walada. Why did you hit this, or why did you strike this boy? Why did you hit him? Yes, adarabta hadha al-walada. Did you hit this boy? Naam. Lima. Why? So it's the same, like you ask a question and then you say, if the answer is naam, then you ask, the other person asks like limadha, or you can say lima, or he can also say lima. Okay. Adrastum al-Arabiya, or I should say atadrusuna al-Arabiya. Are you learning Arabic?
نعم
Lima.
Naam.
To understand Quran
لنفهم
لنفهم القرآن
لنفهم القرآن والسنة والحديث. Right. Excellent. In order to understand, or likai is also used like in order to, likai nafham al-Qur'ana wal haditha was sunnata, in order to understand Quran, hadith, and the sunnah. اكتبوا الأسماء الآتية مجرورة ومنصوبة. Now we have to write the following nouns in the form of majroor and mansub, and inshallah I'm sure we have talked a lot about al-marfu'u wal-majruru wal-mansubu. We know that the noun that is in the place of subject, or the noun that is a doer, will be marfu', and the noun that comes after preposition, or the noun that is mudaf alayh, will be majroor, and the noun that receives the action is mansub. Okay, if you remember, I told you that i'rab means the ending of the noun. Please remember this, that i'rab, when we say
what
put
did
the
you say?
i'rab.
I have a question, please.
Yes, sir.
What did you say about marfu?
Marfu will be the doer of the action, the subject. The subject will be marfu. For example, we say dhahaba bilalun. So dhahaba is the verb and bilalun is marfu, right? And majroor always comes after the preposition. Yani dhahaba bilalun ilal masjidi. Or it comes as mudaf ilayh. For example, we say kitabu bilalin, the book of Bilal. And kitaban will be the object in the place of the object. Qara'tu al-kitaba. Or qara'tu kitaban. I read a book. So the object will be mansub. And we know mansub always alif is added. But here the reason why we have these two parallel examples, here if the noun is masculine, then with the mansub alif will be added. But for the feminine, if the noun ends with ta marbuta, then for the mansub alif will not be added. As we can see here, kitabun, kitabin, kitaban, sayyaratun, sayyaratin, and sayyaratan. So now after ta marbuta, alif is not added. This is not right to add alif to ta marbuta. So this is the difference basically that we are supposed to notice over here. Okay, so Hamidun, Hamidin, Hamidan, okay. Sa'atun,
ساعة
Sa'atan.
ساعة
Khalidun, Khalidin, Khalidan. Mikwatun, that means an iron. Mikwatun, yes.
مكوات
Mikwatin and mikwatan.
مكواتا
Okay. Baytun,
بيت
Baytin and Baytan.
بيتا
Okay. Saburatun,
سبورة
Saburatin, writing board, Saburatin and Saburatan. Rajulun, Rajulin and Rajulan. And Madrasatun, Madrasatin and Madrasatan. What if it is Mudarrisatun?
مدرسة
Mudarrisatin and Mudarrisatan. Okay. We have already learned about this, Tammal Mayali, that if you're making a request or asking someone to bring something, for singular masculine, we will say Hati ya Ahmadu, bring O Ahmad. And for the plural, we will say Hatu ya Ikhwanu, bring something that you're asking, O brothers. For the feminine, it will be Hati ya Su'adu. And for the plural for feminine, it will be Hatina ya Akhawatu. And we discussed about it in the beginning of the lesson. So inshallah, I'm sure that you have memorized this. اكتب الآيات الخمسة الآيات الخمسة الأولى. So why I say الآيات and I say الخمسة?
because
Both are mansoob.
Okay, both are
Ayati is a
mansoob,
mansoob also.
but it has kasra and here it has fatha. Why?
That is the on the wazn of the taliba atun atin atin.
Yes, because when the noun ends with at, yani atun, it will take either dhamma or dhammatain, and it will take kasra or kasratain. It will never take fatha. So now we know that ayat here is basically mansoob, but it is mansoob by kasra. اكتب الآيات الخمسة الأولى من سورة الرحمن وسورة الحديد وسورة النبأ. So you have to write down the first 5 verses of Surah Rahman, Surah Hadid, and Surah Naba. This is your homework. Al-Kalimat al-Jadida, the new words, majallatun, and the plural is majallatun, jam'un, yani jam'un, jim is jam'un, majallatun. Majalla is what? Magazine, and majallat, magazines. Rakibun means a passenger.
Rukab.
Rukkabun on the pattern of tullabun. Fu'alun, that means the passengers. Shaqqatun, and the plural is shiqaqun on the pattern of fi'alun. That means apartments. Imaratun, a building, and the plural is amairu on the pattern of mafa'ilu. So that's why it is mamnu min as-sarf, yani it does not take tanween amairu. Sinnun means a tooth, and the plural is asnanun, teeth.
Aslan.
Kalimatun, a word, and kalimatun, words. Suratun means chapter, and suwarun. Here, as you can see here, waw has fatha, fu'alun on the pattern of fu'alun, that means chapters. Ja'a, he came. And when we say ja'a, here we can see that it is ajwaf, it has weak letter, and also it is mahmuz, it has hamza. Kawa is what?
Press.
It's to
Like
press, yeah.
iron.
He ironed, okay, but like what kind of, or what family of verbs does it belong to?
Feminine.
Not weak.
It's on the pattern of ra'a, if you remember. Kawa is on the pattern of rawa. Sorry, ra'a. Ra'a, ra'aya, ra'u, ra'at, ra'ata, ra'ina. Kawa, kawaya, kawau, kawat. And then you will make, inshallah, the past based on this. Now, please, what you need to do is, like, we are learning lots of verbs. So the patterns that I gave you, based on that patterns, take the verbs and try to make the past tenses as many as you can. That is the best way to learn the verbs. Alhamdulillah, we have completed lesson number 6. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will start lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 has lots of new information, inshallah. We are learning a lot of things. I hope you are benefiting a lot. Inshallah, if you are benefiting, please pray for me. If not, try your best. I'm trying my best. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وإياكم.